I'm Mrs. Clark. I teach in Greece class.
I'm Miss Pickett and I'm in Young. We've also got the wonderful Mrs. Barber. Give us a wave, Mrs. Barber.
Nice to see you all. And I work with children who are doing interventions or need a bit of extra support, a bit of extra confidence, or struggling a bit emotionally. So anything where they need a bit of extra TLC or they need some support with basic skills or just practicing things, then I take small groups out or one-to-one groups out as well, just to support the teachers and the children.
We also have the lovely Miss Barnes, who's our LSA in the year group.
And camera lady.
And camera lady today. And Mrs. Daniels is our new phase leader for Key Stage 1. She's at the back. So she is the go-to person if we can't for some reason answer your questions, but we should be able to.
So we've just introduced a full proper daily routine as of this week. We've started using our phonics groups, reading groups and mastering number in the afternoons for the children. That's on top of their reading and their writing and their English and all of their wider subjects. We're also doing phonics every day, reading 3 times a week and mastering number every day, because those are the really core skills that help the children to access their learning. We have been a little bit slow on the uptake. You'll know we sent all our books home and then said they might not be the right books because we haven't finished assessing your children. We will have done that, I suppose, by the end of next week. And then the books will be absolutely perfect, but we didn't want to hold off sending books home and sending phonics groups, getting phonics groups started, because that's just a waste of their learning time. So we thought we'll get them started and then we'll finish assessing the children properly. So that'll be the end of next week. Writing every day, and we do our foundation subjects in the afternoons. PE is Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday at the moment is taken with, what's the group called?
A lot of you know them from after school clubs, but Mr. Alexander, or Tom to you, is taking sessions at the moment on a Tuesday. Thursday's our indoor PE session. Just on that, can you make sure your child has a full PE kit in school, shorts for indoors, trousers as we come into winter for outdoors, and they should also have a jumper that's not a school jumper or is an old school jumper for outdoor PE, just so that if they get sweaty, wet or hot, we can change them back into their normal school jumper before they come home.
So we feel like the children have settled in really well from year 1. I can't believe it's actually week 3 already. We're really trying to encourage them to be as independent as possible, you know, carrying in their own book bags, putting their lunchbox away, because they've all got a special place in the classroom. They've got their trays, they've got their cloakrooms. It's really important they have that independence and understand that the classroom is theirs. It's a shared space and they have their own space to put their own things. Because it's really important to have that identity in the classroom. So we're building on all of the skills and experiences that the children have developed in year 1. And on our flexible Fridays, they have changed a little bit, which we're going to come on to a bit more, but it's a really great opportunity for the children to really hone in on what we call the metacognition, thinking about their thinking, and really taking the time to practice skills that particular child needs. So it gives them a real opportunity to think about themselves as an independent learner and put those skills into practice. And of course the children will have continued opportunities to use the outdoor environment. We've got a really wonderful environmental area which I think used to be used for what's it called, nature patrol in year 1.
So in guided reading, it runs very similar to year 1. We're on 3 sessions a week and the groups are focused on your child's reading ability but also decoding skills. So the child won't be in one group for phonics and be in a different group for guided reading because we're honing on different skills in those sessions. We run these sessions on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, so we also have Mrs. Barber running a group, we also have Miss Barnes running a group, and we have our other 2 LSAs running groups. So the groups are small, personalised and will really help your child to make that accelerated progress in reading. Back to the books from home, they will match what we do in school. So if we're learning a particular sound in school, the book we send home will match that sound. If your child has had it before in year 1, don't be shocked by that. That just means that they need to revise and become more fluent with reading it, more confident with reading it. Delve a little bit deeper into the questioning, get that little bit more out than what you did in year 1 would be our suggestion. So you may get the same book, and don't be surprised by that. It's not an error on our part. It's just so we can hone in on the particular sounds that we know your child needs to help with their reading.
Yeah, and I think I'm building on that. I think it's the year two-ness is really about picking up the fluency and the speed, but still being able to go back to comprehension. Do the children understand what they have read? So rather than sort of reading a book, I'm finished, it's going back to the story, delving into the questioning as you said, but really picking up the speed as part of the year two curriculum.
Okay, a bit of a wordy slide. There's nothing there we haven't said already. This is kind of back to the home reading books. There is a bookmark in them. At some point on that bookmark, a coloured dot will appear, and that should match the colour of the book your child brings home. That will then get updated as your child moves group. So it's just a system for us to keep books going in and out regularly. We have had parents ask before if we can change books more regularly than once a week, and our answer basically is no, because your child needs to be fluent in that book, in that sound. Reading it 6 times will not harm them. Asking them questions about that book more than once will not harm them. It actually will do them good to keep doing it over and over again. It will make them more fluent, it will make them more confident, and it will make them better readers in the long run. So that sums up that. Your child will also have a reading journal, a green reading journal, and if they don't, the teachers will get new ones. We know a lot went missing in the transition from year 1 to year 2. If they haven't got one, we'll get them one. Record the books they're reading. In year 2, they can earn raffle tickets for putting work in there in them themselves. So if they like a particular book or like a particular character, they can do some work about that character, that book, that front cover, and they can earn a raffle ticket for that as well. So it's not your job to fill it in, it's their responsibility to fill in what they're reading. If you want to write down what they think about the book, you can, but put the ownership on them. Make them earn their raffle tickets. Make them be responsible for having that input. We check them once a week, twice a week, and we'll award raffle tickets in schools. If you see an R or an RT appear in the book, it just means they've got a raffle ticket. They get 3 raffle tickets a week, up to for showing anything to do with reading. Not just reading a book, anything at all. Could be just in a discussion with us about books they've read. That gets drawn once a week in Monday Assembly, and they can win a free book.
It's we really want to build a culture, like developing that love of reading. Miss Williamson's always saying the library's like the heart of the school, so we really like children to be enjoying stories. That's why we're there to read them. And it's really special as well. We've got so many brothers and sisters. Really nice if they'd like to read to their brother or sister before bedtime, or even just enjoying listening to a story from a grown-up at home. Like that's really important as well. So moving on to maths, we've so last year a new programme was introduced called Mastering Number, and it's a session that we do 4 to 5 times a week, and it's a 10-minute fluency session. So it's very much honing in on the basic skills, and they say we go slow to then go fast. So it's a lot of looking at sabotaging, children looking at a quantity either on the screen or using resources and being able to see an amount without having to count it. We're sort of equipping them with those skills to be able to make connections and relationships happen between number, so that their speed and fluency of number will really pick up as they cross over to Key Stage 2 this time next year. So you might hear about those sessions. They're really interactive, really fun. There's lots of movements and images on the screen, and they really tend to enjoy those sessions. But things you can do at home, putting out the cutlery, counting in 2, counting in 5, picking up the socks around the house, really having fun with number, counting forwards, counting backwards, counting in 1s, 2s, 5s and 10s. You might even want to start counting in 3s by the summer term. So also fun activities you could do, we were doing earlier, some baking, enjoying doing some measuring together, opening up your purse or wallet, exploring coins and money. So it's really nice activities that you can be doing at home with your children. Yes.
Keep going with number.
Oh yeah.
Keep going with number.
So every term we will change the theme. At the moment we are doing Twisted Tales, and the overview is what we sent home to you is showing you what the children are learning, and that will cover all the areas of the curriculum. So if you're thinking your child's really good at history or geography and it's not on this half-term overview, it will be on the next one. And also, if there's anyone who thinks, you know what, I'm really good at, I don't know, I'm a historian, I work in a museum, or I'm a geographer, I'm picking on two subjects, but if you're an expert in anything and you think you could help us teach the children that, please do. We can't be experts in 12 subjects, we just can't. So if you think I'm really good at something, please do come and help us teach your children, because that would be amazing.
A couple of new documents have appeared this year as well, a topic web which you should have had already via email, but if you need a copy of that, it's on the website as well. Just kind of explains roughly what we're doing. There's also a lovely video going out of us talking about what we're doing this term, so you'll see that as well up here at some point, which kind of just sums up the subjects, and the overview for the homework also goes home as well, so lots of documents that will just give you snippets of what we're doing that you can pick their brains about. We know they don't like to talk much. So the homework looks like this. It's on the website. It also comes on an email. Also gets attached to the parent newsletter. I haven't seen that yet.
We've literally just had this
Okay.
today.
So these are just ideas. We will literally, as long as it's related to learning, then we will literally take it for homework, show and tell time. We don't do show and tell in year 2 of our favourite teddy. We don't do show and tell of something that we found at the weekend at the beach, because we just really haven't got time. Anything learning related, we will happily let children stand up, share it, show it. If you email it to us, we can put it on the screen. If it's something they've made, get them to bring it in. It's important for them to be able to stand up and talk to people about what they're doing and what they're learning at home. And obviously they get merits. So that's kind of the encouragement for showing us as well, is that when we see it, they'll obviously get some merits.
Is there a specific day for them to bring their homework in?
There's
like
4 days at the top.
Okay.
But if I know I had parents last year who had like wackos that morning, it just was
Okay.
impossible to bring it in the day before, and we can just store it, but it will get shown on those days.
Okay,
Just to
perfect.
try and keep some sort of control of that. So Friday afternoons.
So just looking at the national curriculum tests quickly, you might know them as the SATs. Usually this is in spring term, summer term, I apologise. The Department for Education are sort of keeping us hanging a little bit. They basically published dates that they could be doing the testing on. So we're actually going to wait for confirmation whether they're happening or not. But either way, we will be delivering the curriculum as planned, broad and balanced, really exciting, involving. And if the children do take the test, they will not be aware, and it's all done in a really positive and sort of successful manner for them.
I think the key thing is that we don't teach the tests in the school. We don't teach your child to pass a test. We teach them to be children and to love learning. And actually, if they love learning, then they will do well in the tests. You know, that's how it works. So, writing assessments, we should say, don't actually get tested. It's based on our judgment. So your child's a writer. The teacher is responsible for that decision.
It's a holistic decision. Yeah.
Over the year. So.
So at the end of the day, I know we've been doing this for 3 weeks now, so we should know what we're doing. The teachers will see the children out at the back door while you wait on the playground. I think it's a bit different from your parking, isn't it?
Yeah, we have the little pathway.
And just let us know in advance, as much in advance as you can, if someone else is going to be collecting your child. Just because it can be a bit terrifying if someone says, no, you're coming with me, and you, the teacher, are thinking, are you sure? I don't know about that. And obviously, if you want to come and have a chat with us, the end of the day is better. There's nothing worse than saying, I've got 30 children inside and I need to have a 10-minute chat with a parent by the door. It's not very safe. If you come to us after school, we will always open the door and let you in and have a chat. And obviously, if you can talk about anything, we won't say, oh no, put it in an email and I'll talk to you later. Please do. If you're worried about anything, come and talk to any one of us. We can make some time for you.
Yeah, we of course have the office as well, but in case you do need that time to speak to somebody, the office can pass us messages. And we've also got our Year 2 email address. I think it's for a response within 3 working days. And for anything non-urgent, we're happy to communicate.
If your child does have a particular pattern of pickups, it's quite nice if you just stick a bit of paper in their book bag, we can just pin it up. Like, so you haven't got to tell us every morning, oh, my child's going home with wackos today, my child's going to a club today. If you just give us for this term what they're doing, and if it changes, we know. We've always said in Year 2, the children are familiar with their grown-ups that are picking them up. They normally know before us. So when they say, oh, such and such is picking me up, we trust them. Obviously, we're not going to walk off with just anybody, but you know, it's very much a responsibility thing haven't got any questions like now in front of everybody, we're all here for like another 10 minutes. Until 4 o'clock roughly. If you want to catch us now and talk to your actual child's class teacher about something, then that probably now would be a good time. If you think of anything when you get home, email us, catch us at the end of the day. You know, we can normally answer things quite quickly. If we do have something we can't answer, we have got Miss Daniels as well. We'll just pass it back to her. We'll get response from her and then we'll get back to you. So we have kind of got a chain of communication that goes with the school. Thank you very much for listening.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I might as well ask it out loud.
Be the brave one.
I'm Susan's mum who was in your class.